Don, if it fits into your
yeah, we would tell you.
Well,
Well, we're starting. This is times 3, live from the West Hollywood Silver Spoon, as it still remains open. And it's a glorious day in West Hollywood.
I don't think it's so glorious.
Well,
it's pretty cold,
beautiful
right?
blue sky.
Look at him. We look like we're in the North Pole.
Well, yeah, you two fellows, you're dressed up for Alaska.
That's what's so deceiving. The sun is so beautiful.
Beautiful and clear and warm.
It's a nice day, and you go out and you get like Alaska. Sarah Palin is coming by.
Grizzly Mama country.
Yeah.
They didn't use the word glorious, and some people would say, you know, we've had our glory days, but I say to myself, seeing your wife dress in the morning is glorious, reading the New York Times is glorious, eating a good meal is glorious, kissing your wife before you fall asleep and saying I love you is glorious.
Is she still naked from the imagery, or did you march on it?
I think you've moved from that point on, haven't you?
She puts on a lot of socks when she goes to bed.
A lot of
I
socks.
sleep naked.
It's a family show.
Well, you're the Midwestern guy sleeping naked.
The family show, everybody belongs to some family.
Right here, Tom, just wipe this right here on your right.
Oh, makeup.
That's what happens.
On the right side.
Yeah, we need a makeup check
The
here.
right side, the other side.
I'm one of those guys, I gotta get a spot somewhere. And you're the type of guy that would find it.
Well, I just wanted to, I tried to help.
Well, it's a directorial eye.
Yeah, that's right. He's a born director.
Born director, indeed.
Great actor, but a born director.
I don't worry about the camera. When I go on, I'm working. I don't worry about the camera.
But Harry, you should have been a director, I think, in your Hollywood days.
Most actors are so informed, they know where the camera is, they know where the big light is, they know where the lighting. I don't know any of that. I just go and I just do
I know where I live. I know when I leave the house, I know where to go back home to.
You better, because you got a nice wife, you're a happily married man. That's the secret to everything in life, is a good marriage or a good relationship with somebody. Doesn't matter what.
You were very smooth yesterday.
Yesterday? Not today.
Well, I'm beginning to find out.
Is that a rarity that I'm smooth, that you noticed it?
Well, we're going to have to throw Harry the curve today, make him responsible for the word of the day. I kind of slid you under the bus there.
What do you mean?
Yesterday with the word of the day,
Fantabulous.
Fantabulous. It took a while for that to pop out.
Isn't that done at the end of the show?
It's the end of the show. I'm giving Harry fair warning.
You have to think of the...
That's right. He has the next 15 minutes to think it.
Oh, you're preparing him for his ad lib.
Exactly.
Television that does that so good. They prepare you for your ad lib.
But of course, we're supposed to be unrehearsed and unscripted.
We are. What do you mean
yes.
supposed to be?
Well, we are. Yeah.
Does this look rehearsed?
So far, no.
No, it's not rehearsed. It can't be rehearsed. You can't rehearse life. If you can rehearse life, you'd never show up for the performance.
I believe that.
That's a wonderful line. Isn't that a poetic line? If you
write that down.
Life, you'd never show up for the performance.
That makes sense. But you're expecting something. You know, it should be for the first time. This is for the first time, right?
Yeah, the
First
only time.
I noticed you're wearing your beautiful leather jacket, and I love the burnished gold cap. You're a man of many different outfits. You're a very dapper dresser.
Thank you. It's only money.
Huh?
But these jackets, they go till death.
Oh yeah, they last forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
You don't wear out a leather jacket.
They bury people in these jackets.
You just make sure that whatever style you got isn't too quirky, so it goes with you for years.
That guy was such a hit, that guy that first flew this jacket. Remember with the silk scarf? World War II pilot, I think, made these jackets. So
yeah, that's right. They were pilot jackets. Bomber pilots wore them.
Everybody wanted to be in a jacket. It gives you a feeling of adventure, because you can live in like a peacoat, a Navy peacoat. You could live in that peacoat.
Oh, the peacoat is
like
perfect. Yeah, I mean, you know,
you can carry your house around with you. Isn't that nice?
Defies the weather. Yeah, Navy peacoat. You have one of those, Harry.
I had one in the Navy. I don't have one anymore.
What'd you do with the one you had?
Got lost along the way.
Well, you'd still be wearing it if you
I still
kept
have
it.
one of my Navy uniforms, my dress blues.
Oh, I wish I kept mine. God, my uncle loved the uniforms. So he took everything I had. And taxi cab driving, wear it wrong. You feel like a But he was like 5 feet 2. He was short and 200 pounds, and and I was like 6'1".
Remember that song? Bell-bottom trousers, coat of navy blue.
Yes, yes.
She loved the sailor, and he loved her too.
You haven't got many singing roles.
You know my favorite stanzas
Have you ever had a singing role?
There's one right here.
Wow.
You know, it's hard out here for a pin when you're trying to get the money for the rent with the Cadillac and gas money spent and a whole lot of bitches jumping shit.
Yeah, did you write that?
I'm telling everybody it's a family show, and look what he comes up with.
Hustle and flow.
Well, here's my last one for the medley, okay?
I should hope so.
It's for the Lakers in the 80s. Everybody take it to the hoop. Kareem, Magic, Jamal, and Coop. Jamal's got the ball. His back's against the wall. Everybody take it to the hoop. And that's no more requests.
Yeah, no, I don't think you'll get too many after that, actually.
Yeah, well, there's your singing career.
First of all,
I see why you didn't get cast in musicals.
You had to take us back 40 years for an old joke. But actor, you got to give him the script.
Oh, I'm not afraid.
Remember that movie Wonderful Year? It was a takeoff on the Sid Caesar show.
Oh yeah, Peter O'Toole.
And Peter O'Toole.
My favorite year.
When him.
My favorite year. Yes.
As the actor came up to do the show, and then he suddenly turns around and he sees people. He says, "People, I don't work for people." And he got panicked, and that's what happened. Actors can do Shakespeare 50 pages and just give them a little piece of paper. Say, would you go out and say hello to the people? Good evening, ladies. Oh, wait a minute.
Not my own words.
My
That's
agent
impossible.
told me not to do Shakespeare. Stick to country and western.
But have you ever done Shakespeare?
No, I did Cassio in college.
Cassio, wow. College. See, I wish I'd have gone to college around that time.
College
I did
drama
Reverend Hand
class.
Crucible. I did Millie Brown and the Great God Brown, and then they didn't cast me in a play, so I quit college. I hitchhiked to New York. I sat up in the bus station for 3 nights, auditioned for summer stock, went back home, got a call from the producer. I started my professional career.
Isn't that wonderful? See, it takes rejection to make you do it.
$20 a week and all the macaroni salad I could eat.
Was that cold or hot?
Cold.
Cold
Summer stock
macaroni
was
salad.
fun, wasn't it?
I never saw so many freaks in my life. When you're a little young guy from Nebraska and you go to the New York area, the east, northeast, all the theater people, I was never around all those type of people.
You were just tall people with blonde hair. That's all you knew. Tom and Jim.
I'm talking about sexually. I'm not talking about ethnic. I didn't know all those other things existed. And I'm not going to get into them on camera.
A lot of country people make it in the movies. A lot of Midwestern people, you know, because they got that standard speech.
Yeah, the flat accent.
And they got that face that can be made into anything.
Yeah.
You're ethnic and you got, hey, you do that.
But New York people have an advantage because when I went to New York, I knew a guy, Italian guy, 27, living at a home with his parents in Flushing, you know, Jackson Heights. So he didn't have to work. He could just stay at home, go audition, come back to home. I was 22. I had to get a job,
Get an apartment.
pay my cheap little hotel on 48th and 8th.
Made you a better actor.
Well, you have to make a living no matter what you do, right?
That's what they say, but there are a lot of people who don't seem to do that.
You have
And
to
still
be
get
focused.
along. I always admired that. Like there was a time in my life at the beginning when I just got out of high school or something. I had no job, I had no nothing, and yet I was living. I don't know how I was living.
Yeah.
You're living off your
It
wits.
was a different world then. I was living in the village, and there, if they didn't have money to pay the guy for the croissant to come in tomorrow.
Sure, yeah, make it up
You know.
the next day.
Not today, boy. Today it's cold turkey.
It's more expensive.
Oh, tough. Things are tough today.
In New York, you could go to Smith's or Blarney Stone and get a beer, eat the free lunch.
Smith's?
Yeah, there's a place called Smith's, a bar restaurant.
Oh, I thought that was a college. Smith College. I remember the Ivy League college. Never went into it. I used to go by when they had the football games. You get a roar of the crowd, the roar of the rich. The pool, listening to the roar of the rich, you know.
David, I really loved your painting, the photograph of your painting.
Wow, that was a good transition.
The last,
Did you think
Michael,
about that long? Did you think about that long? About how to just glide in?
The last Michael Jackson appearance. That was beautiful.
The final performance, yeah.
The colors.
I painted that the day immediately after he had left us.
I liked him when he was a kid,
Yeah.
you know, like Night Shift and all those, like when he was about 12. I liked all of those when he was with the group.
Jackson 5.
Yeah, Jackson 5.
Why is it so important, people, to hear a story behind a painting if they buy it? You know,
It's their emotional connection.
Or a house, you buy a house and you want to know who lived here. It's like this restaurant, the Silver Spoon is going out of business, and the business that's buying it is the same business as the business that's gone out of business. Now, what kind of business logic is it to pick a business that's been there for 13 years and hasn't quite made it, and build another business like it?
You don't know what it's
Zoning.
Huh?
Zoning.
You don't know what it's going to be either.
So that's a massive ego to think that you can come into the same spot where a guy has failed after all these years and make a hit out of it.
We wouldn't have restaurants if there wasn't egos of restaurant owners thinking they're going to do one better.
They're going to do better, even with the same clientele and the same
location.
I used to think it was New York #1, Frisco 2, LA 3, and restaurants, but I think LA's #2 these days. You could eat at a different ethnic restaurant every night of the year from now till you die. Here in LA, there's always new restaurants here in LA, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just on this street alone, they open and they close. They go from Indonesian to Indian.
It's great. What a different. Every time I drive by the public school near my house, I see the kids coming out of class and. Different America, man. It's great.
Yeah.
Colors that come out of that: black, white, yellow, red, black.
Well, even LA. When I went to Santa Monica City College in the late 60s, it was all like a surfer college. These days, it's like LACC, inner city, multi-ethnic.
That's great because that mixture of thoughts and ideas that you never think about because it's an alien species. I was so amazed that at one incongruity to this whole thing. In television, they used to have a listing. I don't think they have it anymore. I never saw it again. But it used to be a regular thing. They had the top 10 TV shows for kids. And they had top 10 for black kids and top 10 for white kids. And they were different shows. So they were really being brought up in a apartheid television, you know?
Yeah, that's the problem with our entertainment industry. It is very, it's not colorblind.
It's not.
No, it finds, it panders to each segment.
Oh, that's, I thought that...
Unfortunately, it's the truth.
Well, and ages too.
And ages,
I did Beloved years ago, Oprah Winfrey. It was, we used the word rollout the other day. She was on 14 magazine covers when that film opened.
Well, she lost weight and then they put it with the
It
one
didn't do very well.
No.
Blacks didn't go see
Very
it.
good joke that show.
No, often
I got it. I just...
You got it, but you didn't want to acknowledge it. There were audiences like that. They got the joke and they think it's funny, but they just don't want to laugh. That's all.
You're funny all the time.
yeah, they're too tired out to laugh.
The poor comic is dying, agonizing over it, and they couldn't care less, you know.
You're on to the next one.
Yeah, bring on the next comic. We killed him.
See, that's a terrible thing. The dangerous thing, I think, about a comedy is that when they reject you, your joke. They're not just rejecting the joke; they're rejecting you. I remember when I first started out in the business, I didn't go over. I got sick. I was throwing up. I thought I was going to die. The world was going to come to an end, you know. And the next day, you go back to the club, and then that whole thing is over. But it's because the humor is they reject you when you die, when you really go at the beginning of your career, when you have the guts to fulfill the time, like 45 minutes, and you haven't gotten a laugh in the first 10 minutes, and you're gonna go to another 30 minutes of no laughs and go through it and do it. It's just terrible because a plumber, he screws up, you don't care, so I'll put another pot.
Let me reassure you right here. You're a funny
Always
guy.
in the middle of my conversation.
You're a funny guy. Don't you have any doubts?
You
about
never fully believe that.
Yes.
You never fully believe your own talent, because then I think you tip over from egotism.
May I interject this?
Another good thought.
May I interject?
You know what?
He's trying to
this
interject.
later? May I just read a little poem?
No, weren't you going to wait to be asked?
Time's running out.
Yeah, time is running out.
Then why ask if
Well, you can apologize later, you know.
Okay. Well, hey, how about Harry doing the poem?
Yeah, I think it's time for Harry
do a
Northup to
poem.
do
Go
a
try and
poem.
stop
It has to do with some of the things we were talking about today. It's called the printed word. I record to say yes to life, to what actually took place, when, where, who, why, because it is a life. A man who acted, who learned the words, who repeated, who found the soul in syntax, who listened, who had a passion, who learned from his acting teacher, who read plays from the college library, from the public library at 42nd and 5th, who dreamed of love, who rode greyhounds from a small town in western Nebraska to New York City, who painted flats, who gathered props, who built sets, who tore down sets, who read theater criticism, who saw play after play, who did scene after scene, who sought acting work in Manhattan and Hollywood, who was hired by Guy Palmerton, Scorsese, Corman, Kaplan, Schrader, Demme, who worked for Warner Brothers, Sony, MGM, 20th Century Fox, Universal, Paramount, who broke down and wept in Virgin Megastore, seeing his name listed in film, TV, video books, who wept on Sunset Laurel, an unknown working and not working actor, who receives a SAG pension, residuals, who did 2 acting jobs last year, 5 the year before, whose heart breaks in gratitude each time he thanks the Lord for his life as an actor, a modest living. Thank you.
Very nice.
A modest actor in an industry town.
And what is the closing word?
Oh yeah, we have to get to our closing word, Harry. The word of the day is...
I'm going to give a word which is very important to poetry because everything rests on it. Syllable. It all comes down to the syllable.
Very good. Syllable.
Syllable. That is our word of the day. It's syllable.
And 1 syllable, goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody, and
That's 2 syllables.
2 syllables. It's times 3 says goodbye from the West Hollywood Silver Spoon, as long as we still have it.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, David. Thank you.